Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Doing something a little bit different on the vibe today. We are in the house, hanging out in here. And Anthony's in here
Cleaning, because we got stuff to do today.
Yeah, he's cleaning up the kitchen for me. We kind of having a, not really an off day, but just another curveball thrown at us. Wyatt is homesick today.
Yes.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, got ready for the day, and starting the morning routine, and I went in there to go check on Wyatt. I knew he was kind of not feeling good last night before we went to bed, but I told Anthony, I said, I'm going to go in there and check up on him. So I went in there, and he was awake, which is very weird, because normally he's always sleeping. It's a battle to get him up in the morning sometimes. No, not this morning.
Not all the time.
No, that's why I said sometimes.
He's pretty good at waking up, I would say, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. It's usually takes like 10 or 15 minutes after I wake him up for him to like get out of bed. But he's usually awake. But I went in there this morning and he was wide awake. He said, I'm awake. And I said, what, bud? And he said, I'm awake. And then I, asked him how he's feeling, and he said he's not feeling very good. And like I said, I could already tell he was working on sickness.
Well, yesterday he started coughing.
Yeah, he was coughing really bad, and then last night before I put him to bed, he had like a super runny nose, and I could just tell he's just not feeling his normal self. So we kept him home today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's hanging out in his bedroom right now, watching some TV, and he's in there. I fed him breakfast this morning, and we're having soup for dinner tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, and clam chowder tonight.
Homemade clam chowder.
Yeah, homemade clam chowder. I'm gonna work on that later on today for him. And so we're just kind of hanging out today, playing, doctor.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. I'm like, I'm playing doctor today. Doctor and nurse today. That's right. And I also have my glasses on today. Last night I took my contacts out, and I could kind of tell that like my eye was a little irritated. I don't know if it's because we were down there at the pond clearing some stuff. I don't know, but I didn't want to chance it, so I decided to not put my contacts on today. Wear my glasses.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I just...
Because if you guys know Roxanne, she can get some pretty bad eye irritations.
Yeah, and...
With her contacts.
Yeah,
so
thankfully...
Don't want her to chance it.
Yeah, thankfully, like, this last year or so, like, I haven't had any, like, issues like I did when we first moved out here. That was pretty bad. I haven't had issues since. And partly because I just really don't want to chance it, like you said. Anytime I feel like, something could happen, like, I stop wearing my contacts for a day or two. So,
Yeah.
That's what I did this morning. Figure I'll wear my glasses today. And then it kind of worked out why it's home today, so I don't have to be like, I don't mind wearing my glasses, but like if you're working outside and like you're sweating or something, your glasses are like slipping off your face, and just, it gets really annoying.
The rabbits and the chickens are going to be happy.
Oh yes, yeah, we got a lot
of goodies for them.
Yeah, little goodies for them.
Stale bread.
Yeah, some stale bread, and cut up cabbage. I made on Monday we had cabbage rolls for dinner, which were very good.
I know, I'm going to have leftovers lunch today.
Yeah, we actually have leftovers and all that good stuff, so have some lunch
I didn't know
today.
you cooked a whole other head of cabbage.
I cooked the whole head, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know how many,
I'd have been like, save it for me.
yeah, I didn't know how many leaves I was going to need to roll it.
Yeah.
And then I put it in there, and by the time I put it inside there, and like, because you have to like individually take the leaves off. So you dunk it in like hot water, and then you can pull the leaves off, and then, put it in cold water.
Yeah.
Well, by the time I got done like picking through what I needed, like that head of cabbage there was all like just soggy and gross.
Yeah. Well, the chickens are going to get that. I'm going to see if the rabbits want some of it, even though it's cooked.
Yeah.
I think they'll like it still. It's not hot or nothing.
Yeah.
See if they like it, but.
Yeah.
I absolutely love cabbage.
Oh, me too.
Like,
Yeah.
love cabbage.
Yeah, and we have it several different ways. I mean.
Yeah.
Obviously, cabbage rolls, buttery cabbage that I make is really good. We actually haven't had that in a while.
I know, that's why I seen that. I was like, oh man, if I would have known, I would have been like, make me some buttery cabbage.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's probably my favorite thing for cabbage that Roxanne makes is buttery cabbage.
yeah.
And then the second favorite is those cabbage rolls that she makes because they are fantastic.
Yeah, they're really good, and I kind of like made them a little bit different than I normally do. I took over the leftover sauce that I made for the lasagna when everybody was over here, and I used that in my cabbage rolls. So
Yeah.
I think that's what made it taste so much better.
Yeah, this one was really good.
Yeah. And I made French bread too to go with it. I've actually made quite a bit of French bread this last week. I was just thinking, I'm like, I should make some today to go with our dinner, or rolls to go with clam chowder
rolls
tonight.
I wonder if you can make rolls would be fine.
Yeah, like
I was gonna say make bread bowls, but
yeah,
that's a lot of dough. So
I have no idea. I never made bread rolls. Never done that. Maybe I could do a little bit of research today. While seems how we're kind of just
I
hanging
would
around.
imagine it would be like how you made the hamburger buns, but just make it like bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Like, does it have maybe some more yeast so they get bigger? I don't know. I'd have to look into it. Then maybe I will. I don't know. It's not hard. The bread maker, I just throw all the ingredients in there and it just makes the dough for me, and then I just take it and do whatever I need to do with it after it's all made.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be making as much bread as you do if you had to knead it by hand every time. I don't think you, and I don't blame you because that'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, realistically, without the bread maker, like just like making a loaf of French bread, it's not hard. It's just a little bit more time consuming because instead of just throwing all the ingredients in there and hitting a button and walking away, you like have to like mix the yeast and the sugar and the water and then let that soak and get all frothy, and then you have to make the dough.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
With the bread maker, it just cuts all that out.
Yeah, you just go ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
And, all right, bread's done, and it even cooks it for you if you want.
Yeah, it will.
You know?
I will say with the bread maker, it takes like 4 hours to make a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Total.
But if you do it in the morning, I mean, you can cook it and let it sit in there if you're gonna just have it. If you didn't want like hot bread,
Yeah.
and then when it's time to eat, you just pull it out and slice it up, and you got bread.
Yeah. No. Which, if I was gonna make a loaf of like actual bread, that's what I would do. I'd make it right now, and then by the time we like eat dinner, it would be ready.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all timing. You guys know how it works.
Roxanne, she used to back in Vegas. She did it for a little bit here too. She used to make our own sandwich bread
Yeah.
all the time for lunch, for Wyatt, for me, for you.
Yeah.
So she was literally making a loaf of bread like every other day.
Yeah.
She just throw it in the bread maker and then we slice it because it makes it big like this, right?
Yeah, we did talk about how we were gonna do that instead of buying bread.
Yeah.
But then I broke down the cost because you don't need bread flour, but it just makes like your loaf of bread just more
So much
fluffy and just good. And just the price of bread flour, along with like pricing the yeast and all that stuff, it's not really worth it.
No.
To
So we stopped doing it.
yeah. I just make like the rolls, like, oh, we're having this tonight, I'm gonna make rolls. Oh, we're having spaghetti, I'm gonna make a loaf of French bread, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it.
You know, so plus convenience factor. I mean, that's probably why grocery stores carry bread, is because people don't want to make their own bread anymore.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either.
It takes a while.
It does, and it gets you know, if you wake up one day and you're just kind of like, I'm not feeling making bread, but I really need some bread. You know what I mean? So, especially I have a bread maker, so it's really not hard. I feel like I'm just complaining about nothing. It's like, wait, you got a bread maker, you can make it. You don't even have to make it yourself. You know?
Well, it's a cost breakdown, like you said, too.
Yeah, it's the cost.
It's not the work.
Yeah, it's not the work. It's the cost, and I'm good at. I really enjoy doing things like that, like especially like when it comes to like preserving and canning your own food, right? Like if you, other than growing it, obviously that's the cheapest route to go, is grow it yourself and then process it, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you can get, you know, certain vegetables like tomatoes and stuff on sale down at the grocery store. And you're like, oh man, that's such a good deal. I should buy a bunch of these and can it. Well, if you break down the cost of like what it costs to like can it and buy it and do it that way and how much you actually get. I mean, sometimes it's not worth it.
No.
Sometimes it's totally worth it, and you should buy tons of it and do a lot of it.
Yeah, like when strawberries are on super cheap.
Yeah, because strawberries are very kind of spendy lately.
Yeah, sometimes you find them like you'll find 2 of the big bolts for $5.
Yeah, sometimes you'll get them on like super sale when they're in season and stuff, and then
that like the 2 for $5, like I was saying, that'll make like how many jars would that make of like jam?
If you buy a, I think they're 2 pounds. The big things, I think it's 2 pounds of strawberries, and I think you can make. Yeah, like 5 or 6 jars, the smaller ones of jam, which that would be worth it. You know, you spend $5 for 2 pounds of strawberries, you get, say, 5 jars of jam. I mean, that's less than $1 a piece. I mean, that's cheap.
Yeah,
that's worth it. That's worth it, even with the sugar cost. If you wanted to factor that in too, which I do sometimes, factor that in.
Well, it's all cost, right?
Yeah, it's all money that you got to be spent to make the food, so. But, and as you guys know, I mean, food's really expensive right now, so.
It is.
There are certain things that are better to make yourself, and then there's just other things that it's like, it's not even worth trying to make it yourself. Might as well just go buy it.
It baffles me that, like, good food for you is so expensive.
Yeah, the healthy stuff.
Like vegetables and fruit.
I know.
You know, but all
Meat.
the cheap fattening stuff is, 25 cents.
Yeah. All the processed foods
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
It's like
Boxing
you have to do
meals.
more to this, this tomato to make it this than just give it to me organic and it's cheaper that way. Oh no, it's reversed. It's weird.
Yeah, well, it's because it's,
mass produced.
Yeah, well, they have like equipment that makes the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Machines and stuff. But like buying fresh produce or meat, that's a lot of manpower. You know what I mean? Somebody had to pick those tomatoes. Somebody had to grow those tomatoes. The farmer had to go out there and spread the fertilizer and the bug, spray and all that stuff. That's why. I mean,
just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I mean, we talk about this. You guys know. I mean, everybody.
We complain about the cost of food.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody does right now.
We're always complaining about it, and I hate to be complaining about it, but.
I mean, you make do with what you can do, and what you can have control over. That's what I try to do. I do try, but sometimes it's rough. I will say this too, though, guys, real quick. We went into town yesterday. We decided to take a little trip just because we were, we had a couple things we wanted to get. Plus, we kind of just wanted to get out of the house for a little bit, go for a little ride with my new tires. On my new car, I shouldn't say new car, but it feels like a new car. We went into town, and they have this store in town that's called, what is it called? Ben's Plus.
This is the bin store.
Yeah, and we just decided to just stop by in there, and it was a really cool store. Like I told Anthony, I said, I think I'm gonna go back there. All it is I think what they do is they get their new shipment in like on Thursdays, and then they open up the doors on Fridays, and they just dump all this stuff into these bins. And on Fridays and Saturdays, everything that's in the store is $10. You can pick anything you find, it's $10 each. Each item's $10, and then as the week progresses towards Thursday, it gets cheaper. So like yesterday we went and it was Tuesday, so everything was $3 in the bins, right? And then I think today everything's going to be $1, and then they'll be closed, and then they'll open back up on Friday. So we went. I did find a couple things that I really liked, and we bought, and it was like $3, which I thought was like the coolest thing. And like the super coolest thing I found was this. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. This little thing right here. I found this in the bin yesterday, and I told Anthony, I said, we're buying this. It was $3. It was $3, but it is like, yeah, like the coolest $3 I ever spent. I was very excited when I found that.
Well, they have weird things. Like they have, like you have no idea. It's like a store that's like a giant garage sale.
Yeah.
It's the best way I can describe it, but it's all new stuff.
Yeah.
Like they had like wireless keyboards in there. I found like a back scratcher. There was a bunch of clothes.
Yeah, just random things. They just dump it all
A
into
car axle.
Yeah, they just dump it into these bins, and you go in there and you just dig through, and you're like, oh, today is Tuesday. Everything's $3. So,
Where's that one thing?
I left that bag in the house.
Well, another thing she found, and it's funny because we were talking about this, I don't know, a month ago.
Well, yeah, because we were talking with Melanie and them about how we wanted to make it.
Yeah, food, right?
Yeah.
So we like pot stickers.
Yeah.
Right? And so I told Roxanne, I said, hey, you should look up a recipe for like homemade pot stickers. I know you can make them.
Yeah.
And I say, when they make these little dumpling presses, sure enough, we found a dumpling press there.
Yeah.
She found it. And I'm like,
yeah,
it was meant to be. So, you know, it's a perfect little dumpling press. Put your stuff, put it in there, and you just fold it over and clamp it shut, and it makes little pot stickers.
Yeah.
$3.
Yeah, $3. It was in the little bin. That was actually the first little discovery we found while we were shopping in there. I just happened to, I seen it, and it looked like a little mini silver purse. That's what I thought it was like a coin bag. So I grabbed it, and I was looking at it. I was like, oh no, this is a wonton press thing. So
Yeah, for dumplings.
yeah, I showed Anthony, and he was like, oh yeah, let's get that. So that was pretty cool little find too. That, and then obviously my little decor thing that I'm obsessed with.
Oh yeah.
I had to tell Wyatt. He came home yesterday from school, and I had to like show him. Mom, look at this cool little thing Mom found.
I know, right?
I have to tell all my friends about it, you know. Which I probably will. Anybody that comes over, I'm gonna be like, man, guys, look at this little cool thing I found at the store down in town. I can't help myself.
It's all right.
Yeah. So I don't think we're going to be doing a whole lot today, as like I said, we're playing doctor and nurse right now with Wyatt.
Well, I'm gonna get some stuff done today.
Yeah.
I do have some things that I have to get done, so I mean, it's not like we're doing nothing.
No, we are doing stuff today, like just little things, but I don't mean like we're not starting on a big project today, and I don't think we're going down to the pond to start working on that project either today.
Well, to continue working on it.
Yeah, to continue. That's what I meant. Continue working on it. So
That's all right.
probably tomorrow. Hopefully Wyatt's feeling better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully today with some rest.
I think he'll be all right.
And some soup, and just, you know, he'll be back to his normal self.
I think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
We're gonna get going, guys.
Yeah.
So happy Wednesday.
Wednesday,
guys. Happy Wednesday.
Yep.
Stay safe. Stay motivated, guys. Catch you guys all tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.